All right, we are at the 59th IWAR Gold Strategy Workshop. So we have a fun show here. I'm Matt Riley, Mike Cook is here, and we are going to bang out another edition of the IWAR Gold Strategy Workshop as we tackle what might drop in the May cycle. What may drop. So, Mike, I've handed over the controls to you. You should be able to get your thing up and running there.
Just making sure I get to the right window. Apparently have way too much open. You see it?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
There we go. Okay.
Okay. So we'll start with the back and what we know about it.
And we have questions this time. You guys gave us questions we actually will address. So, not well, but we'll try to. And just so you know, I want to thank Mike for running the best of the best. I didn't win this year, but I like to think that I brought some spunk and energy, mostly spunk.
There's
and
I've never seen a celebration for somebody to lose like you got. So you can take that on your way out.
I know. It's one of those, what they say, it's a good sign of who hates you. Like, oh, they hate me, that must be doing okay. Yeah. So, but I like to say, I got away with some murder there, so it's okay. It was a fun little time channeling my inner ridiculousness.
And you were close.
One
match on a tiebreaker. So
came down to a point flow tiebreaker, I think. All right. And I also punted the UWL, but they wouldn't kick all my guys out, so I gotta try again. All right, so here we are. This is the bottom five, and I think we said earlier, you mentioned that your iron was messed up by the back five. How was your back five last cycle?
Missed it there.
In gold?
I did great. I got a 501 that was really nice out of the IWL. So workshop got another 501 out of the few options.
Where's my 501? Bitter. Sorry, I have all 9 of my 501s logged. So how good I am. So what 90 and 73 at 14-15?
Yeah.
Keeping them the big check marks right there.
Don't do anything crazy right there. Just keep it in that order. I think it's fine. 90, could go 43, but odds are it's going to be the 44. So just keep it like that.
Right.
We're going on 20 feds in a row that 42 has went to 44. So I would recommend just going with that and accepting if it misses. So we'll put a 42 here. And they could be either one though. So don't rule one of those out.
Right. Isn't 85, which one of them sucks? I know that, or did suck. For all you playing at home, 42-1 is the stronger of the two holds. There it is.
83
is the one that blows. Yes, 83 is the 42-2. If you're playing at home and you're scratching your head, watch more videos.
Either one's great. Even like 83, as bad as it is, it looks like typically. Okay, if we go back far enough, there's 5 in a row. When it's bad, it's like 4 or 5. So maybe that's the sign that it's at the end of, it can only go so far. And
eat that sweet.
If you want to guess by the past, it's kind of there. I wouldn't bank on that though. Yeah, 42 here. It could be either one.
Or you could take the points with a 41 there.
Yeah, that is a way, but you're likely not going to. You're not going to get the 44 most likely based on what's been going on. But if you pick wrong, you're also not going to get a 41. So
Kid, you'll never get a 501 plan like that. We got to roll those dice.
And then the part I've really struggled this cycle is trying to figure these out. I was just terribly wrong in iron, and I did 4 in steel and got 1, but there was no confidence in saying it was the one out of the four,
I feel like those holes both suck.
Yeah.
So 61,
Um,
66.
Yeah. If you look here, we had in iron, we had 42 and a 41. Then we had the 1 and the 2. So it's already been opposite. Um, it's kind of a little all over the place recently. You see, last cycle we had a nice little stretch of them all being the same, but there's nothing really going from one to the other that's, you're able to tell anything, it seems. So I don't know what to tell you on which of those to pick. I will say I still,
Well,
it's funny.
how about this? We had 44-1, 43-1. So I lean on a 44-1, 43-2.
Yeah. I think if you could eliminate one, I would eliminate both twos. Because it's still the least common. So if you want to delete one, because like I said, when you have both 44s, both 43s, and both 42s, that's 8 backs. So if you can delete one of the 4, you'll take it to 6 at least. But yeah, you're gonna have to kind of make a guess there. And unfortunately, I don't have much to go off of to tell you which way is going to be right. So you got to pick one of the 44s and one of the 43s on however you want. And that's a tough one. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be 61-62. So there's that, but that's just my guess. Yeah, I wish, typically I like to get this down to like,
Uh-oh. I think Mike froze. Oh no. Well, let's see. Hey. Oh no.
all right,
You're back.
that was a quick one at least. Yeah.
What can we say? This is free. It's like the Canva designs I do. They're free.
It's just late at night. My internet just has these little, just 1 second interruptions. I don't get it.
What you should do? We should have an automatic recording of Excalibur going, and we'll be back with the action.
Yeah.
Don't turn away. Picture in pictures now. Oh, well, last we left
All right.
it, you were talking about, deciding the 11 and 12 and how you think
Mhm.
61-62 is the go-to hold.
Opposite. Which means it probably is.
I'm tired of getting blocked out by all these some bitches in the BRL, and I don't know. I've had a terrible.
Yeah.
I've had a decent year in the BRL. IWAR wise, crapola. I can do some strategy sharing.
All right, but I think actually I'm probably a little lower now because still cutouts just won a lot of stuff.
He is.
I think I'm third or second. So
Yeah, Suyu Pai is 150. Oates is 145, and after that, I'm not. I think he had 120.
okay, so I'm close. No, I think I'm only like 75.
Yeah,
maybe 100.
well, for a Fiat and Fojo's numbers, you just give me a 501 and we'll see what we can do. All right, so 11 and 12, not 61-62, except for you, Darren, if you're watching.
Now, I will say this is something I've done in the past that technically works out. We know that 50% of these cycles, the one is going to hit because of hold 90, right?
Yeah.
The other 50, though, if you add them up, there's still like an 80% chance that one of the two will be a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to maybe shorten the risk a little, take the 66 and the 65, which are the 2 ones, and there's a good chance you're going to get one of the two.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
Not great, but yeah, when I'm stuck, I've done that in the past just to try to be safe. And sometimes, it is a viable option, so it could hit. But I think if you do that, you'll at least get one of the two.
And if
If you
not,
see
you get a
something
sweet.
about the other, though,
If not, you get that sweet
but
487.
yeah, that's the quickest way to get to the 480s. It's miss both of those.
That's always my favorite when I'm like, I nailed the 41s. That's 8 points. All it takes is one bad move in the top 10, and I'm looking at a 490 or less. By the way, I'm gonna try to find a way to send this video or these videos to the guys in the IWL and BRL who chronically stink. You know who you are. I've tried to help them before.
You just received an email from yourself.
Well, yeah, right. No, it's a thing where I always say, like, I don't mind if I don't get a title shot per se, but if the guys ahead of me never win, step aside, kiddo. Of course, in the out of will, I haven't been doing anything really. So to me this year. All right, before we go into the are you all good with the back five for now?
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
said, I'd like to narrow it down by 2 more, but I can't do it with any actual logic. So
Right. Well, our intermission. First question was, will gold be tag team friendly this cycle?
maybe. You
All
still
right.
just did something really weird where it had 4 in a row on the splits, which got me because that's I mean, you look across all, that's very uncommon to see 4 in a row. So it's hard to
Oh,
say.
okay.
Um,
When you say gold's due for a split?
yes, it is. That's the thing, but it's tough to guess. I mean, yeah, you got to go back over a year. Is this
Yeah. A lot of lack of splittings.
21? Yeah, a little over a year ago before
So this would be
we had, any kind of stretch of. But I mean, they could happen. I'm almost to the point. I'm just playing them to be safe. Um,
you're playing splits to be safe.
because yeah, they're pretty common. So keep a chance of hitting if they, you don't want to just completely ruin your chance.
Well, I think I
And
told
we'll
you
say, mhm,
I
go ahead.
started doing my tag teams. I put 30 at, like, I think I 7 and 9, and I put 25s at 8 and 10. And just I do different tag teams. So I use one combo at one at the other.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
as you can tell
What
by all my tag team reigns, I've really
what I typically do, I'll keep 29 and I'll keep a 30 and a 25, either at 29s or one, here.
Mhm.
Once I pick those though, I just look at the holds and try to find the 2 I think are most likely, and then just flip them between each other, and you get, if one of the, like you say, you take the 27s and the 26s and you put 127 on 30s and one on 29, then the 26 is there, you get 2 splits covered of the more common splits,
Mhm.
and you also retain a 50% chance of hitting the 27-26 or the 26-27 to get a 516. So yeah, I think at this point it's smarter to just try to work them into your strategies than just try to guess the cycle.
Yeah. All right. So the second follow-up question to that is, if the tag team in gold is easy, who will rage quit this cycle?
It'll be Darren.
27, 28s, and 26s have all quit the IWL.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah,
Let's.
we got some weird things going on in gold like this. Like they say it's easy, and yes, it is. Last cycle was one of the more common, tags that hits. But this is weird. Like you got the 6 in a row on the 30s.
Mhm.
Um, go back and we added that, but it's getting real choppy at this point. So things like that. I mean, I don't call that too easy unless you're somebody that just continuously uses like those key combos throughout feds. Then yeah, it's going to be one that's hit here more. But
So the line
um,
about 7 or 8 up, where it's 28, 27, 30, 26, 29, 25.
where at? Say that one more time.
Oh, never mind. I read it wrong.
Okay.
I read it wrong. Never mind. I thought I was onto something. Then I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right. Well, the other follow-up question, that one was Larry's chain theory or connection theory, as far as the combos. So
Yeah, I feel like that is something we've talked about a few times before.
Mhm.
I think anytime you actually look and find an example, it's more a coincidence than a trend.
Okay.
Um, there's only so many potential. What do you got? Like if it's got a 7 in it, like he was saying. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 9 have a 27 in it. Same
Mhm.
thing with the 26 and 28s have one less, right? 1, 2. No, it has 4 too. So there's a 4 out of 9 chance that that secondary hold's going to match, and so I think it's more just coincidence than it actually being a trend.
Well, just
Just because, like I
remember,
said, it's almost a 50% chance that that's going to be true on that statement.
Larry is currently in Edinburgh, Scotland for a wedding. So he has the luck of the Scottish on his side. I don't know what that translates
Yeah.
to.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't uh, I wouldn't bank on that being the factor that makes me choose a drop. Uh, you could maybe use it as like you're stuck on your last two and use it, but I don't think it is definite enough to actually be something to rely on.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers that one. So now we're looking at our front five.
Yeah,
Front,
front 10.
front 10. I'm not tired.
That might be what you've been doing wrong.
I am as tired as the
All right.
Lakers are right now from flopping. They're trailing right
Yay.
now by 5.
All right, perfect.
Darren. I shouldn't talk. I got my Celtics finding new ways to let us down. All right. So here's our breakdown here. 2 cycles ago, we had 8 and 22.
Yep, those are 25s from 2 cycles ago.
Right.
Iron took away 29-27. And gold 2 cycles ago was also still from this cycle. That was 28-27. And last cycle's gold was 27-26. So that's for what we couldn't take away from the back, we're already down a pretty good amount on the front.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
If we want to go with a 25 from 2 cycles ago, you see we've got just 5 options of the 13.
Right.
And
And how did it go? Was it 2 cycles in a row? Remember how we were tracking
3
that?
in a row we've had it.
3
Yeah,
in a row.
we've done 3 in a row. And
Ah,
because I've relied on, like I said, 2 of the 3 cycles, I've received 501 in the IWL by relying on this. So it is a valuable item.
well, I have
Um,
not by not relying on it. So there's that.
you should.
I am going to
I
stretch their 485s and they'll like it.
I think I'm going to continue using it as well. Um, I'm hoping at least you see it's been, what's it, 9, 6, 4. So yes, it is getting lower and lower each time, but I'm gonna hope. I guess I'm probably going to actually just use it till it misses, and hope I get at least one more, but maybe 2 more. that it benefits me before you go on the little stretch of then we still got another cycle in it. So
All right.
if we use it, that takes us down to 5. And like I said, we've got 6 or 8 backs. It's 6 if you take away those 44-2, 43-2. So that'd get us down to 30. And then I'm not going to use 27-27, which has 22 in it. Like I've been saying, the past several cycles, it's not likely that one of these is going to hit again soon, if at all this year. So I feel like going in on either is probably going to end up really bad for you. So I'm going to
Cut
go
to
ahead and
Johnny B
hide
going,
those.
what?
Yeah, they could hit, but I'm just saying
Gonna get me a 502. Oh no, frozen again. No, no. Come on, get it back. All right, it's recording, jumping around. Mic back. Oh, there you are.
all right.
While you're away, I was like, don't listen to what I said before. Play 61-62.
No, what was the last thing I did say?
Something about this signal sucks. No, I think you were talking about the options of 22 and 27 being a non-factor. And
Yeah.
I was like, Johnny B is going to be, oh yeah. But no, it gets us down to, for example, the 8s and that little block there. When I had success a few cycles ago, and I kind of ambushed that whole area, it worked out pretty well for me because I guess well on the back end. But we could have 12 go down because 12 still bitter what happened. 12 did to us last year. 12 was a dirty hoe last year.
12. Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. Feels like a lot sooner than that.
So out of these, see a few things I need to put in here. See what they were last cycle. It's not been helping us out too much recently, but I'd still like to know.
So the bronze being 29, 28 would be impact them. 28 would impact Jade.
Yeah, that's 20, 26. Okay.
So if somebody new's watching, what does the last cycle mean to anything?
Not a whole lot anymore, it seems. But it's kind of, you're able to sort of look at what's left in the other ones and see what's less likely there, which means if it's going to hit, it's got to be in one of the previous feds. So in this case, it's kind of a good thing to use in gold and diamond because you know what can't happen in bronze and jade, and where there's limited options in those two, typically sometimes it gives you a way to lean. If you look, I mean, it's again much more common that something that didn't hit last cycle hits in gold. These are really rounding out a lot over here. So like at a certain point we were able to use this. And if you are going to use it, you know, something that didn't hit last cycle tends to be where I would go with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not crazy about it. But yeah, we got basically the 4 you think you'd have. So that's interesting. What I like a little more is when the last time it occurred in gold. So we had 29, 28s 3 cycles
Mhm.
ago. You know, we know 1 and 2 isn't going to happen again. 3 has, I want to say it's like a 12, 15, something in that range percent chance. So it's probably a little less out of the 4 that it's going to happen again this soon, but it is possible. So 28, 26 and 29, 26 are where it's going to be a little more likely that one of those two is going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
28's, it's coming up. It's going to happen next probably like 1 to 5 cycles, but that's going to be tough to predict the 1. But yeah, it's up to 24, so it's due. But it's not something I would take unless you, if you took it now, probably just keep taking it until it hits so you can be right. But unfortunately, you're going to have some bad cycles if you do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably stay away from it also because, yeah, I just don't want to play a double drop right now with the first 2 being used. So I'd probably stay away from the 28s. Like I said, I'm leaning towards a 25 from 2 cycles ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, I mean, I would have 4 options. And like I said, I think 29, 28 is a little lower percentage than 29, 26
Yeah.
because it happened more recent. So I would probably go with one of these 2. And like I said, I'm going to do 6 backs this cycle instead of cutting that down to 2 or 4 and getting to do an extra front.
Right.
So
Well,
then I just have to decide if I like 33 or 5. I'll have to think on that for a while.
33 or 5. Well, how are they? Let's see how they're doing. So 5.
Yeah, 33 has been a pretty good hold for well over a year.
Right.
5 has been a little less, but it's not been bad either.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just the recent that it started getting a little rougher. But both have been pretty good holds.
Now, the last time 33 went to 25, it was 26. Do you ever read into that or just kind of go away, whatever?
I have looked at that before. I don't know if it's coincidence that it works out right, but I feel like I have been able to guess some on that. I wouldn't say it's like a really high percentage, but I feel like if you're going between 2 like this, it's a good way to kind of be a tiebreaker.
Okay.
And yeah, you're right. Basically, actually, this kind of debunks it. I was going to say 2 cycles after the 30s tends to not be great, but it did have this weird stretch last year where it got to be 30 way more than it should. But
Yeah. And
yeah, tough
5.
call between those 2, but
Yeah.
that's where I'm going. So, like I said, you got some decent options here. Um, Try to figure out a way to narrow down that back if you can. You at least know that you're not going to use the 41s and what you're using at 14 and 15. Um, the front, if you want to kind of go along the way I was saying with the 25 from 2 cycles ago, you get it down to 4 options. If there's something you like about one of the others, then at most you got 13 options. So not bad, but unfortunately we're not going to be narrowed down nearly as much as we were the past few cycles,
All
where we're
right.
getting it down to like 24 and being extremely confident.
Okay. Well, that's kind of where we're at. Do you want to take some time to talk about battle royals?
Yep. What were we talking about? I think that was a day or 2 ago,
The
wasn't it?
question was kind of like hold placement, mixing it up. And I was saying how when I do my strategy for my singles wrestlers, if I'm putting, let's say 25 as this cycle is, I think it was 30 points, right? So I figure it's gonna go to 29. So I pop it in the 3 or the 4 spot. And I take the other 30-point hold and I pop that between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in that ballpark. So that, the odds are better. I'm gonna have a better battle royal entry because I'm not using the exact same holes, the exact same spots, because that's a killer right there. But do you have a preference of where you put your holds? Like I don't actually try to win the battle royal per se. I just
Right.
put my strats together, and if they win it, great.
Yeah. So my goal is point flow, because if I get my 501, I want to try to get the report, and that means I'm trying, to get. I really want that 26 at 10, and I want the perfect back and everything. That typically seems to not be great for battle royals. I think I've only won one IWR battle royal in 4+ years. So
Wow.
I will say, if you do try to work on point flow and your strats are, like you've got 6 wrestlers and they're relatively the same, there may be one hold different. Signing all 6 up to the battle royal does very little.
Yeah, it's a waste of money.
You're basically gonna get eliminated in the same spots. It's not like one's gonna all of a sudden be the winner versus the other 5. Um, that's why, like, basically the 2 strats that I know are gonna be the most different in the IWL, those are the only 2 I sign up for it.
Right.
Um,
Those are the 2 battle royals. If you
but
win, you're like,
yeah,
I'm still
one of
living
those
off
should.
those free matches from a few cycles ago with Alex.
Yeah, that would
Just
be great to win a few, but
and
like you said, I wouldn't. I think the way to try to do both is keep your back in the order that we know that's going to work, because you want at least a point flow that's going to be good on the back, and try to keep 10. But it's okay to even switch out what you have on 10, mix it up,
mhm.
because if luckily, if you get the back route on 2, having a different 10 may work out even better, on 1.
and and,
That's where you
and
want to have more options, but you can mix up some of your front 10 to improve your battle royal odds. But I wouldn't mix up the back and basically give up any chance of hitting something.
I find that for a while when I was winning with like Adam Cash and Fatty, they won I think like 18 to 20 between them in the BRL. Um, it's because they were flowing for tag, so like their holds are kind of in the spots that just worked out.
Mhm.
And I said this the other day in the chat, we talked about it, that I really believe that way makes it so that there's no one wrestler who's going to dominate all the awards or all the, like if you have a 501 perfect point flow, it's very unlikely you're going to have the right holes and right spots for a 516, excuse
Mhm.
me, tag flow and a 521 6-man. So then we've got the battle royal where those are all kind of, and I mentioned something too. There was a movement a few years ago, to set the battle royals up so they're
Yeah.
always the same exact spots. And I can appreciate that, and that, like, well, now I can plan for it. But part of the charm is the randomness, which I think is
Mhm.
I get called nostalgic and silly for saying these things, but I think it's part of the fun of the battle royal. It's the random nature of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say, in general, when people talk about King of the Ring
mhm.
in the report, you don't typically see it come from a league like the BRL, because in order to win the BRL, you basically had to have the perfect holds of what they pick for the M League. So when they get to the other set, you're not left with anything that great. Versus if you're in a league that has 1 to 3 entries, you could win with the worst 5 combination in league and be left with more. So
Yeah.
it's a little tougher to win the actual King of the Ring from it, no matter what you do.
Oh, and speaking of Kings, LeBron James is now down 0-2 the Nuggets, Darren,
That's
and they
great.
just showed a stat saying that the Nuggets, all the times they've been they've been 2-0, they've won 6 times. So it's the 7th time they've been 2-0. So I guess we won't get that, you know, LA Miami series. They ain't gonna be the Celtics. Oh well. Um, no, battle royal wise, to bring it back,
Mhm.
uh, I feel that because there's so much riding on them in the BRL and IWL, it's worth taking a shot at it. But you're right. If you run the same exact kind of strats, I break it up so that all my guys have different hold flows. Like they're all over the place, except for the tag teams. You know, actually, even the tag teams, I mix things up where I'll put like 28s on one team at 3-4, and I put them at like 7-9, whatever, you know, like. But you're right. Like I think they make it so that maybe like they're looking for the most valuable holds. They used to a long time ago. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but we got time running out almost. We have 2 minutes left. But
4 minutes. Yeah.
am I remembering this correctly? Did they used to print or let us know what holds were the ones that were the Battle Royal holds? Like you know,
I think they still do, don't they?
I feel like I haven't seen it. Maybe I just haven't looked in a while, but
I know they used to, but yeah, I can't honestly say I actually look and read what they were. I know, like I wrote them out for a while thinking, is there a pattern? There is no pattern. Like it's random. So
yeah, I just feel like it's
let's see.
not a bad, you know, it's like playing Keno in a way that you're just throwing $1 down. But also I shouldn't even say that in the BRL and IWL, there's a Battle Royal special. So you're 50 cents. So really for $1, you're getting $3 to get 6 shots at of either 25 bucks in credit or probably $50, 50 plus free matches in that IWL, which is a really damn good deal.
They still put it in the report.
They do.
So like last cycle, it was 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. And the in-league battle royals were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 13, 14.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so the winners of league battle royals won on one set of stuff, and then those winners all
That's
went.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you're in a tougher league that has more entries, the in-league ones need to be the better ones, but you're not going to win King of the Ring out of that because it's the complete opposite set of holds. So
all right, well, that's why
tricky.
I've won all of one King of the Ring. 2013 with Lasertron. Oh well,
that's the way it is. So yeah, it's good to figure out a way to mix it, but try not to just completely destroy everything as you're doing it.
Right.
Like you said, multi wrestlers are great because they're mixed for a reason. And so yeah, I would maybe put your multi wrestlers in knowing the way they're mixed. And if you're putting in multiple singles, mix them up a little bit. But try to keep holds 11 through 15 right, and maybe hold 10. Don't do anything crazy there, like put hold 25 at 10.
Right, and I would finish with saying NWL players, rookies, go for the battle royal. It's a great way to make the title page in a bad cycle.
Yeah.
Well, we are about out of time, but it's been a fun show. Thanks again. Our 59th workshop. So for May cycle, thank you, Mike, for another big dose of information. I'll see if I can nail that 501. All right. Thanks, everybody, and good luck on Tuesday, unless you're playing me.
All right.
Thanks, man. Bye. Oh.